Did you know, in 1943, a U.S. Navy destroyer escort called the USS Eldridge was allegedly made to vanish during a secret experiment? Crewmen later described instruments going haywire, radar teeth dissolving, and a green fog crawling across the deck like a living thing. At first, it seemed like science, lights and dials and confident technicians. But small problems escalated into panic. Sailors clutched railings as time warped. Seconds slowed, stretched, and the world felt suddenly slippery underfoot. Then the ship blinked back into existence. But something was not right. The air tasted of burned metal and old salt. Witnesses claimed men were welded to bulkheads, clothes fused to rivets, and screams muffled like ghosts trapped behind steel. Official Navy logs later denied the event. No experiment, no missing men. Only routine paperwork with tidy signatures. Yet a mysterious letter surfaced years later, penned by a man calling himself Carlos Allende, telling a far darker tale. He wrote of sailors collapsing into the ship as if heat and electricity had rewritten flesh and metal into one shape. Scientists call it myth and misremembered stress, but survivors carried scars, nightmares, and stories that refused to die. Families waited decades for answers. Black and white photos appeared, slightly blurred, and then vanished from archives. Investigators found odd entries, a log with the wrong hull number, a timestamp that counted backward for 3 seconds. A fisherman nearby swore he saw the ship appear out of a fog, engines coughing like something that had lost its ribs. Men who returned were different. They flinched at humming wires, they avoided mirrors, and their eyes sometimes looked a little fried. Rumors spread in basements and bars. Experiments that bent light and bent men. Curiosity turned into a weapon. Whatever really happened, it forced people to ask a darker question. What cost are we willing to pay to master the unseen? Today, the tale is a haunted file in online forums, a whisper on microfilm, and the weird margin notes of retired technicians. The proof remains thin, and the truth remains elastic, but the human damage is unmistakable. Memories burned like acid. So remember the men who came home haunted, the ones missing from Manifest, and the silence that followed official denials. Because some experiments don't only change physics, they hollow people out, leaving warnings in rust and salt and rumor.